12 years ago, I started talking about mental illness, 13, I guess now, openly in my show, and I got hate mail. I got spit on by, I remember this lady spit on me, and I thought maybe I'm on the wrong path maybe, and then I got an email saying, you know what, I came to see your show not to laugh and not to be with family, but to say goodbye. And I was going to go home and I was going to complete a suicide. And now that I saw you, I realized, holy, I'm not even close to being alone. And then she went home and she said the email went on to say that she went home and she got the help that she needed and refused to leave until the doctor admitted her into the psych ward. And that was what changed my life. It was one of the many things in the world that changed my life. I was here speaking on good mental health, and I personally focus on stigma because I believe it's time to give stigma a bad name because it's stigma that is killing our youth because they're afraid to go get the help they need for not only mental illness, but whatever is making them feel less about themselves. I had a lady yell at me one night during a TV taping. She yelled out, "Hey, let me explain something. Suicide is a dirty word." I go, suicide is not a dirty word. Suicide is the most prevalent word we should be speaking about. Or I saw it at the time. I said, suicide is a very long-term solution to a short-term problem. I said, but if you talk about suicide, she goes, well, why do you talk about suicide? You ever try it? I said, yes. I said, I'm not very good at it.
Taz's talk was absolutely amazing. It was like a mirror. It was a mirror. And I've had bipolar since 1994, and I've been stable the last 5 years. And everything he said is something I've gone through.
You know, when I go talk to schools, I get a girl up, and one time I had a girl come up, and she had a bright yellow sweater. I said, oh, that's a great purple sweater. She goes, it's yellow. I said, no, it's okay, it's purple. It's yellow. She goes, I go, no, purple is a lovely color. I don't know why you're being, I'm gonna say it's purple. She got incensed. She goes, it's yellow. I said, so if somebody called you a name, would you accept that label, or would you defend it as much as your sweater? And she looked down at the floor, and I said, that's the only answer I need. You know, we'll often stand up for the wrong reasons. We won't stand up for ourselves.
I just finished studying my addictions counseling training, and I thought Taz's presentation was hilarious and honest, and really spoke to a lot of the things that people are afraid to do and afraid to speak of, you know, like the whole stigma piece of it, and how mental illness really isn't something that people should be afraid of speaking about. And I thought that was really just awesome, amazing.
People think you get cured from a mental illness, but you don't. It's called the road to recovery, because the recovery is really never ending. There are going to be days that are full of sunshine and birds chirping and things like that, and there are going to be some gray days, and there are going to be some dark days. And well, do I still have suicidal thoughts? Yeah, I do, and sometimes on a daily basis. But will I ever act on them? No, because they're just nothing more than the thoughts that I'm having in my head.
Accept you, whether or not you have a mental illness. You don't have to have a mental illness. It's accept you. Relax about it. Don't be uptight.
But my thought is, if you laugh, you're listening. If you're listening, you'll talk about it. If you talk about it, it becomes education. Education becomes prevention. And we prevent the #1 killer of teens today, right? North America wide, which is suicide. By the way, the funniest thing happened. I went and visited my buddy at the psych ward, and apparently somebody had an allergy, and it goes, nut-free zone. And I went, I don't think so. I don't think so, my friend.